Well, Mr. Fury, how are you?
I'm very well. I hope you're the same.
I'm doing all right. It's nice to speak to you again. Last time I spoke to you was just before the fight with Jake when Tommy
Yeah,
fought in Saudi Arabia. Tell us how everything is going ahead of this one on October 14th, and even
yeah,
somehow it's even bigger.
yes. It's all amazing stuff. The camp's going very well. We're right where we want to be. Everything's gone right. So yeah, more than happy. We just can't wait to get it on and done now, because we're in the last 2 weeks of training. We're on, then it's fight week. So can't wait, to be honest. It's been a long camp. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed the surroundings we're in. We've been locked away from all families and that kind of thing. We've had a good camp, 8 weeks solitary.
I know that
We
you
get,
love Saudi, and it's a great place, and you'll be back there at the end of the month. But a
yeah,
little nice that you can just sleep in your own bed and head over to the arena, at a leisurely pace on fight week.
yeah. Well, listen, it's all good stuff, and I feel honoured, and privileged to be in this position, So I can only thank God Almighty for that, and all the people who buys pay-per-views, who buys tickets and turns up, and everybody involved in what's going on here. It's amazing stuff, and I thank everybody.
How do
I
you feel
do.
about the digital face-off? How that all went down with you and Aiden Ross and KSI and all the tops came off. Even Aiden's top came off the host. It was a strange ordeal. I'm sure you've never experienced anything like that before.
No, not really. And at the end of the day, the American guy, he was getting in on the banter. When he took his top off first. At the end of the day, it's all good stuff, isn't it? But we're all irate people anyway. It just gets irate. Things get said, don't they? And it's just bringing the pot to the boil nicely. We
What
can't
what
wait to get him in there and punch his head in, basically.
what kicked you off at the press conference in London a couple of weeks ago?
I don't know. That's just me. When you're around John Fury, you're talking fighting. I want to fight myself, don't I? As you can see, and that's just the way I miss my character. I sit there with all the best intention in the world, but I do get riled up. I do get riled up. It's been a bad trait of mine, to be honest. You
Something you're trying to
know,
work on?
pardon?
Something you would maybe try to work on? Like, obviously, you're going to be around these fights for a while. Your son Tommy's only just starting. You've been around Tyson forever. Is it something you would maybe consider, like trying a little bit to sort of step back a little? I know that Tyson is very good at setting his boundaries and being like, you know what, I'll take the lead on this. But Tommy, a bit quieter. Obviously, you're a bit more hands-on with Tommy because you've been around, the whole time with him. Is it something you would work on? Maybe sitting back and saying, you know what, I'll let Tommy, take the lead on these things more than you have so far.
Tommy does what he wants to do, and I do what I want to do. I say to Tommy, you do whatever comes in your head and whatever you feel like doing. And so do I. We're two different people. I don't take the lead from Tommy. I just do what I want to do. If I feel that way, I'm going to express my feelings. It's nothing to do with Tommy, nothing to do with a bout, it's not to do with nobody. That's just my makeup. No matter where I am, you talk violence and I'll react. That's just me. I'm not taking the lead. Tommy does what he wants to do. Like I said to him there, you do what you want to do, as he does. Obviously he's not my character, but who is? Who is? At the end of the day, I'm doing my thing. If I want to get loud, if I want to throw a few left hooks and right hands, I'm going to do so. I'm bugger the consequences. I know anybody who wants to try and make me behave in a different manner, come and try it.
Is Tyson better at saying, at setting out the stall and being like, all right, Dad, let me, let me handle this one? Because I know that Tommy kind of like, if you get wound up and annoyed at something happening, Tommy's not so great at being like, all right, Dad, chill out. Whereas it seems like Tyson's a bit better at sort of setting his stall out
Because
and
let me
then
tell you something, Tommy enjoys what I do. Tommy knows me, enjoys it, so does Tyson. But Tyson's no different, because if I'm in full flight, Tyson can't stop me.
that's true.
Tyson can't stop me, nobody can stop me. Unless he's prepared to hit with a left hook on the chin, and he's not going to do that. I'm not, when I'm in full flight, nobody can tell John Fury what to do, no one. Sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, no one. Because that's just my character. And I've earned that right to do what I want to do. And if they don't like it, don't have me there. Innit? Simple as that, easy sold. But you know what? Without me, it's a very dull place. What are you going to do? Eat some cake? If I had been there, it'd been a cake eating competition, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't have been. Wouldn't have been
It'd
the
have been
most
a cake
exciting.
eating competition and people slagging off people's girlfriends.
And
You
you've
know,
never been a fond of that. I know that that was a bit of the.
I've
It
never
wasn't
been a
as
fan
much
of
of the
that,
Jake
no,
build-up, but
because
you never liked
people's
that part.
people's private life should be kept behind closed doors in my book. You know, but we're discussing fighting. I'm a fighting man. If you don't want to come to hostility on chances of blows being thrown, don't come. Read your book at home. Watch a soap. Watch a soap. Stay in your lane, innit? I'm in a world of violence. That's my business. That's my living. And people who don't like it, don't come. But no one can tell me what to do. Nobody. You
Do you
know,
think
and
KSI
I'm
has
Tommy's
any
dad.
idea?
Tommy's got the eye to respect for his father because he knows what? They know me like I know them. They know me character and half the time know I'm right. Because I'm sure if they thought I was wrong, they'd take me behind closed doors and say, you know what, Dad? You know, maybe we should do this and do that. But no, because you know what, I'm right. There's nobody going to get the better of a Fury. No one. Not in a press conference, not nowhere. If you beat us up fighting, good luck to you. But we're going to try and you're going to have to do something special to beat a Fury. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, let the games begin. It's all fun and games.
Does KSI have any idea what he's gotten into? Because it's not going to be very fun and very many games for him on October 14th.
Well, he's getting paid plenty of money. It's a good job. Because believe me, he's got to come and do a press conference in Manchester, yeah? Would you imagine what that's going to be like? You're going to have martial law right around him, isn't he?
There's going to be quite
Even
a
they
few.
won't stop me from getting up and down. Come Manchester, whatever press conference we're doing there, if he's on his best behaviour, and he watches his P's and Q's, I'll do the same. But the minute they try to get one over on a Fury, I'm going to erupt. Proper. And we will be victorious! We will!
Something tells me your shirt's not staying on at that Manchester press conference, no matter what happens.
Let me tell you, my trousers will come off if need be. Never mind my shirt. Don't worry about that.
Are you excited about, like, obviously, when the Jake thing was interesting because you never really hated Jake. There's never really any problem. I don't think you hate KSI either. You
Are
like
you
these guys.
joking me? Why don't I donate? Nobody will love them kids.
Yeah.
I love them. They bring the best out of me. And hear this. John Fury does never ever use the word hate. Because I love my fellow man like they love me. And deep down inside, that's the only way forward. Hate is a horrible, dirty word. It should never be used. And you don't need to use it.
I apologize.
Don't use that word again. It's
I
horrible.
apologize.
That's all right. Apology accepted. I love those kids. Without those kids in my life making me, inspiring me, bringing fire out of me what's been long dead, you know, that's what they do. They reignite life into me. They inject me with a life to get there and enjoy. And what's the worst can happen? Somebody gets a black eye. Somebody might get KO'd. Come on. We're in the fight game. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Are you excited to be around the Pauls again, though? But kind of like there's no bad blood there. You're not even rivals with them. Logan's doing his own thing with another fight. And then, of course, I spoke to Jake's dad, Greg, and he said the only reason he's even coming is because he wants to go out for a beer with you.
You want to do what?
He said he wants to go out for a beer with you.
You want to go with a beer with me? I'd love to have a beer with him.
He
You
said
know,
it's
let
the
me
only
tell
reason
you
he wants to
something.
go to Manchester.
Let me explain one thing here to you, Sonny. That if people treat me with respect, I'll give them more back. If that guy wants to come and have a pint of beer with me, I'm honoured. I think his two sons are brilliant. I think they're a great family. And the Furies and the Pauls are like that now. They're locked in. History together. And I can only thank that man and his good lady for producing them two wonderful boys. I think Logan Paul's amazing. I really do. You know, he made my day there. On the heat of the moment, they all added to the flavour, didn't they? They all played a part that was crucial that day. You know, and it turned out to be one of the best press conferences ever. Because everything else so far has been pretty boring, hasn't it? Hasn't it? We're still talking about it now 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, hear this. I love all them kids, mate. They're only children to me. They're children. That's all they are. They ignite me. They make me want to be a young man again. They want to make me have a fight. And that's a good thing for a man like me. Because without that excitement in my life, I might as well get me carpet slippers, go and buy a pipe, even though I don't smoke, and just wait to die. That's not John Fury. When I die, I die. I'd like to die on stage like that, or die fighting. Maybe Mike Tyson will kill me, I don't know. What a way to go.
Mike Tyson, that fight's still what you want, and you're gonna go head to head with him in Saudi on the 28th of October.
Well, you watch. There'll be no backward steps here from this kid.
Do you reckon he's gonna help Ngannou maybe make that fight more competitive than people think it's gonna be?
Well, of course he is. He's there to do a job, isn't he? He's getting paid to do a job. He's getting paid to enhance Francis Ngannou's ability, and I'm sure he can do that. But listen, nobody's bullying me. I'm not bullying them. But I will stand and look any man in the eye and say, listen, let's get it on. If you want to fight me, I'm feared of no man. The only thing I'm feared of in my life is God Almighty. If you got 2 legs, 2 arms and a head, I'm not frightened of you. Never. I've faced men with ammunition today on my own and mine, fistes and feet. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, I love it. And if I get knocked out, I'll come round with the blessings of God, brush myself down, jump back on the horse, and look for another fight down the road when I can win.
How's Tyson looking ahead of this Francis fight?
Hey?
How's Tyson looking ahead of this fight with Francis?
Don't know, I've not seen him. Probably still fat, like me. He's probably got a pair of titties like me, brother.
Why weren't you at the press conference for that one? Did they tell you? Why weren't you at the press conference for that one? Were they afraid you were going to have another scene?
I think they've seen enough of John Fury, don't you? I'll give him some breathing space. No, listen, that's no to do with me. What Tyson does ain't no to do with me. I'm not part of his promotion. I'm not part of his team. He's got his own backslappers for that job, hasn't he? So I'm keeping out of the way of it. I'm a real guy. I only want to be around real people at the minute. Let them do what they want to do. My son, I wish him well, and at the end of the day, I'm me, he's him, Tommy's him, I'm me. It works well.
You're actively involved with Tommy, though, right? In his making his fights and the matchmaking.
Well, I look after him. I manage him. I train him alongside Bob Howard, a very good colleague of mine, a very good help. And at the end of the day, we keep it nice and simple. He believes in me. And when somebody believes in you, they bring the best out of you, Because with Tyson, there's always been somebody else apart from his father. Because everybody could do a better thing than me. Everybody's better than me. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the dad thing with him. But Tommy, he believes I can do it for him, and I proved it. I've made him a multi-millionaire, 10-0, one of the biggest stars in the world. He's had to do it himself, don't get me wrong. But I've been there guiding him. When he's asked for advice, I've given him concrete advice. And I've steered him through a quagmire of shit in the boxing world. And he's on top. Here he is now, showcasing his job through millions and millions of people worldwide. It's just having confidence, enough guile to stay with people who's in your best interest. And by the way, who's better than your own father? I'm free of charge. There's no 10% coming here. There's no money coming here. I'll say, son, buy me a dinner. Because I want the W more than any money. I don't need money. Money's horrible. It changes people. It breaks up families. It makes people do what they wouldn't normally do. It's a horrible thing, money. Money ain't my God. God is my God, Jesus Christ, not some greenbacks. And it'll prove it. And it'll prove it. Because where things are money motivated, no good comes of it. When it's money orientated, no good comes of it. Proved it time and time again. Poor Joe Joyce.
Oh,
there you are.
Heartbreaking.
Say, that's what I'm talking about, what money does. But you've got to have enough brains yourself. I've been fetched up in a world of war where I live on my wits. And you know what? If those guys think they can outthink John Fury, come on. Come on. I'll bring it on with anybody. Because I like me yes, and me no be no. And even a Philadelphia lawyer can't do nothing with that. I write down on a piece of paper what we want. You either say yes or no or jog on. That's the way it is. Straightforward. It works.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Great stuff, young man. All the very best.
By the way, what would Bartley Gorman think of KSI? I asked you this the last time before the Jake fight. What would Bartley Gorman say about KSI and what Tommy's doing?
He'd say the same as me. Interesting, exciting, good luck to both boys. They've made our lives a better place. That's what Bartley would say. He's a true fighting man, and only a true fighting man would say that. And give me best to every man in Ireland.
Thank you.
You know, Ireland's a great country. You know, I love it. I was born there, you know, and that is where I'm going to retire. In the countryside of the Irish Republic.
We want you back. We want you back.
I'm coming home. Don't you worry about that. I'm coming home. God bless you, son.
Cheers, mate.